Hello everybody, welcome to another video for Ski Patrol Productions. Don't forget to get us on Instagram, on Facebook, and of course here on YouTube. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about Mila and the Titan. Mila and the Titan is the novella that I have been working on since July, and it's something that I hope to eventually get out to the public and to you guys. So I just want to build a little introduction about the story itself. Mila and the Titan, I started, let me look at my notes here, the 1st of July actually, so I got started right at the beginning. The 1st of July I wrote the first couple chapters, and by the end of the month I was done. Every creative aspect of the story was done, and I just had to do editing and peer review and all those sort of things. So it took me a month to come up with this whole story. The idea just came to me one day in a conversation I was having, and I just started writing. I had no plans whatsoever of where it was going. I just kept writing. And so at the end of it, I was so happy with what I did, and I was so surprised at how the story developed. And a lot of the stuff that happened, I surprised myself. I was like, well, I guess that's happening, you know? So let me just pull this file up. I just wanted to share with you guys, the little blurb that you might see on ink and paper copy of the book to decide if you would want to read it or not, instead of just looking at the front cover. Let's get it here. Alright. So here's the little blurb that you guys would read in person. Mila and the Titan by Timothy M. Gonopsky. We jump 3 decades into the future. It's 2052. Not much has changed. But for young Mila of North Philly, the world is about to be turned on its head. While her father is away at work, and her absentee babysitter watches television, she finds herself with a painful ringing in her ear. After a moment, it leaves, but the annoyance is the incentive she needs to get out of her bed and see what her sitter, Tara, is up to. The TV set is alive with burning buildings and violence. Our young protagonist realizes her life and city are both in danger. After a brief call with Dad, an epiphany from the babysitter that her boyfriend needs her, and the newscaster alerting the public that a constant ringing in the ear is making the city and the citizens of Philadelphia violent, Mila is alone. Nobody is there to keep her safe and comfortable. Certain no one will come and rescue her, Mila becomes the savior, and she decides to take on the villain herself. So, that's the little blurb that you would see on a copy of the book. It does take place in the future, as you saw at the beginning. 2052 is the current setting. I didn't plan for it to be in the future, but it just seemed right. And the thing that led me to that conclusion is in the latter part of the book, she meets the character Titan, which is, of course, part of the title. Titan is a small robot, a friend that she finds, and they go along their journey and they have their conflicts and resolutions. And so I knew it was going to take place in the future shortly into the book. But one of my goals once I realized this was that I didn't want to be like one of the 2 stereotypical future novels, because I feel that we have 2 types that usually occur. We have the post-apocalyptic version of the future, where everything is desolate and people are usually gathered in small communities and working so hard just to survive. And then we have the other version, which is the more utopian future, where we have flying cars and laser defense and all these brand new technologies that there's so much to take in all at once. And I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to create a type of future that seemed so far off in the imagination, or one that seemed like apocalyptic venue. So I went with something that we could possibly see in those 3 decades that are to come in 2052, to try to see the minor changes that we see, because of course lots have changed over the past 30 years, but we don't have flying cars, and I'm sure the people in the 80s thought there'd be flying cars, and I'm sure the people in the 40s thought there'd be flying cars, but that's not here yet, so we're not in that future. Some of the minor things that we see is that there's little little robots, more advanced robots cleaning some of the richer houses, which we have now. You know, there's the little devices that go around the rugs, but these are a little bit more advanced. And Mila talks about watching Blu-ray discs with her mother, and to her, she's talking about how ancient it looked. She had to go down into the basement and get the Blu-ray player, and with the big box and the discs and the wires, just seems so ancient to her. And of course, to us, that's still a current technology. And she talks about this stuff, and it's just funny. She talks about classic rock at one point, and to her, the classic rock is punk and alternative and metal bands that were around in the early 2000s, and some of them from now. So it's all those little things that remind you you're in the future, but they don't it's not blasting you like, hey guys, guess what? There's a flying car going by, or you know, we can't breathe the air because it's toxic or something, you know? So this is the future that, if we go in a natural progression, the future that we will find. So yeah, Mila and the Titan takes place in 2052, and the thing with the future technology is that there are like futuristic technologies now. You can talk to your refrigerator. You can have security systems that have cameras all over the house, and you can lock the doors, turn off lights from thousands of miles away on your phone. You know, this stuff is very futuristic, but to most of us, as it is to Mila, it's out of reach. Most of us can afford to put those kind of technologies in our homes or to buy those products, but we see them on TV and we're like, wow, that's really cool. And to Mila, it's sort of the same thing. She doesn't come from a family that's well off, so she knows that this technology exists, and she sees those technologies in the rich people's homes, like the robots that will clean the house for you. But it's something that she's kind of standoffish about, because it is something that she sees and she associates with the rich and with the wealthy. So it's something that she doesn't want. So that is a conflict that arises between Mila and Titan, the two characters, because she sees Titan and she's like, well, this robot is like something that belongs with a wealthy person. This isn't my kind of thing, so I don't want to be involved with it. So let's see here. Yep. So that is everything I want to talk about today. Get you a little sneak preview of Mila and the Titan. So remember to subscribe, follow us on YouTube and on Instagram and on Facebook. All of it is under Ski Patrol Productions. Okay, Timothy M. Gonomsky. You can find everything, same name everywhere. So go ahead and do that. And next week I'll be releasing another video, and we'll figure out what that topic is so we can throw it up there for you guys. Okay. So thank you for stopping by, and hope you have the rest of your day, and a good rest of your day, and a good rest of your week.